Welcome back. This is a new episode. Just a brief introduction. I have stage 4 breast cancer. Uh, the overall purpose of my YouTube channel is basically to grow a community of other folks who may be dealing with the same or similar journey, or perhaps they are taking care of someone who's been recently diagnosed or is currently battling, or just wanting to learn more about the entire subject of cancer, and just dealing with a deadly disease. Um, Purpose of this particular episode is basically uh, the different solutions or different research techniques. I'll give a list of my recommended like top 10 uh, research steps or options out there. Um, there's many more. Please add to the comments if you have any other suggestions and good recommendations, because like you, I'm here to beat this thing, and the more information that we have, the better that we can fight it. First of all, I would say the first research step that anyone should take is to consult with their care team and their oncologist, and maybe even a primary care physician. They will be able to explain your current diagnosis, the current situation, their path to tackling it. Perhaps they can explain why, they can explain the medications or chemo or immunotherapies, etc., that you might be on. They can also explain the tests that are involved and why they're testing a certain way or a certain amount of time, and just kind of take out the uncertainty about that. From there, if they provide any literature or information that you need, to dig in deeper, you'll have it on hand where you can look up the specific names of the medication, because it's hard sometimes to remember all that if you're not in this field. So it's helpful to be able to see the name of like tamoxifen or Verzenio or any of the other treatments. But I would definitely start there. And they may be able to provide additional resources for you to, do some exploring, you and your friends and family that are, part of your overall encompassing team on battling this. The next one, I would say is consulting with the NCI or National Cancer Institute, and other government sites. They could provide some additional just information of, like in my case, it would be breast cancer. For my parents, it was different cancers, lung cancer, melanoma, colon cancer, and so on. So each cancer is different. There's different reasons for basically how it grows, different medications that approach the, fighting it. So I would definitely consult there. The third one is looking at the foundations or nonprofits that are associated with the cancer that you have. In my case, it would be breast cancer. So consulting, basically going online and consulting the information that they have. They may have information on ongoing studies or promising treatments, other resources that you can use to cope with your, having battling this. The next one is to take it upon yourself to do a browser search on your own. You could use Google, Firefox, Edge, just, Safari. You can use any of those and just type in some of the information that you're looking for, like breast cancer stage 4, or metastatic breast cancer, or the particular medication, and see what comes up. However, I will say, be careful on consulting that. You may come across misinformation. So be sure to, if you see a list, make sure that you're looking at a reputable site, that you consult with your care team. Dr. Google tends to be not always as accurate as you would hope. Same with using other social media sites and things like that. But it is a resource to explore. There's nothing wrong with exploring. It's just before you take action or take something as fact, make sure that it's a verifiable resource to look into. I would say the next one that I heavily utilize is YouTube, Rumble, those type of social media sites. I tend to follow other people who are battling it or who have battled it, maybe have beaten it. And I will look at to see how their journey is going, what they're doing. It kind of takes away sometimes questions I may have, like say if, like when I had a biopsy, understanding some of the expectations. Of course, the medical team can explain as well how to prepare yourself to go in, what to expect, what they're doing. But it also helps to follow other people's journeys, I think. Also, comments, which is also in my list of the top 10, basically. Now with the advent of AI and improvements there, consult ChatGPT, or I guess the new one is DeepSeek, if you can get it. But use that as another tool. These are tools. Tools, like anything, is helping you build, improve. Use those. Again, this is your journey and your fight, and it's important to embrace everything that you can to battle it. I'm sure, like most, it's a battle that none of us wish that we had, but nonetheless, we have it, and just use these as resources, and add them to your toolbox to battle this stuff. I would say the next one is not consulting, but looking into specific YouTube channels that are their actual medical doctors. There are many out there, and it depends on the type of cancer you have, but these people work in the various fields. They're more experts in their field, and it adds to information, and they can provide additional explanations of why, say, a certain supplement works, why adding this or that is so helpful, and here's the resources, or here's the research to back it up. That there again, they'll often source specific research, I tend to follow doctors that can source research, not people who just randomly say stuff and there's not a whole lot of nothing to back it up. But again, it's like a toolbox. This isn't, a wrench or a hammer to tackle this. And again, I have cats, and here's my latest. Here's a kitten. She has a tail that's like a bobtail. She's just a baby, and I rescued her. Her name's Pixie. Here, say hi, Pixie. Hi, Pixie. Oh, she's purring. All right, Pixie. I call her Pixie Muffin. So I would say that, to mention a few names, the doctors that I will look into and see what they have to say about the various, it could be unrelated to cancer. It just, the more knowledge, the better. But Dr. Berg, Dr. John Campbell, and Dr. Thomas Seyfried or Seyfried, and understanding their approach to battling cancer or battling whatever it is. And it could be just more information for you to understand. I can't emphasize enough. I tend to be one that if I'm looking at YouTube or Rumble or whatever, I like to look at the comments, because often people will reply saying, I'm doing this, that, and the other to battle it, and this is working, this is not working for me, or so it gives me an idea of other people's successes, and that is the biggest thing, is to learn the successes, perhaps even cautionary warnings, or but it's really helpful. I really enjoy going through the comments. It can be very encouraging, and again, I think mental health is very important, on having a more brighter outlook and trying to take as positive of an approach as you can. This is a tough battle, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The next is, if you enjoy going to the libraries, or you have one near you or whatever, they're there for you to do research. So go to the library. They'll have periodicals, they'll have other resources, books that have been published, and they're free. So, take advantage of that. And the last one I would say is Amazon, Barnes and Noble, basically looking at perhaps other books that may have been suggested to maybe tackle mental, your mental status or your mental health on combating this, and how approaches to use your brain to beat it. Maybe study physiology or biology, or there's just an infinite number of books out there and resources. So unlike, unfortunately, as I've mentioned in a previous video, I regret, and it's unfortunate that, especially when my mother was going through cancer, I didn't have all these resources. I had some. The online resources, I think, are a game changer. I think it can give you a broad spectrum of information to combat it. And there again, I believe that, yes, traditional ways of battling it with cancer, if you're fortunate to be able to have surgeries, those have very positive outcomes, and they're very successful. Your chemotherapies and more traditional ways of combating it are great. And definitely, you know, that should be, taken into your ability to combat this awful disease, cancer in general. But the alternatives out there were unknown to me many years ago. And being that my mother was so, by the time they caught it, she literally had hours. They had done tests for months, thinking it was something entirely different. Fortunately, she was able to live 8 months, over 8 months. And so she beat the odds in her case. But I think that with the research that I've had, I think that, I just regret the fact that I didn't have that additional knowledge that, hey, there's other things to do other than being blasted with, she had radiation and chemo at the same time. And it, took a toll on her body. But, I would have, I think that there could have been additional things done, like with your diet and stuff like that. But anyways, so that's all I have for right now as far as the research. In the future, I'll probably discuss specific research that I've come across or promising things that they say, and just delve in a little bit deeper. And again, I'm not a doctor. I don't offer any medical advice. I only offer information, what has been helpful for me and perhaps could be helpful for you or your loved one. In battling this awful disease. So anyways, until next time, I will have a new episode shortly. Thank you. Oh, and before I forget, which I've forgotten before, please like and subscribe. It will help my channel. Again, this is new. I'd like eventually to be monetized. It helps in the financial aspect of battling this disease, as everyone knows, is pretty expensive. So, and Pixie says hi. So here's Pixie again. Oh, come on, come here, come on, little one. Oh, she's just so silly. There she is. Say hi. Oh. Again, little dinky tail. I don't know what happened to the tail. She may have been born like that, but she's a real sweetie pie. Okay, thank you.